I learned something.
What is that?
They said
How to
that
pick out an ugly shirt?
they said that they listened to IMES. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you look like the publicist for Cream on their tour in 1968.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Little purple fishies go through your fingertips and wash along the shore in the valley of the sun. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I agree.
There's something.
I can't
evil
argue
going
that.
on.
No, they said that they listened to Don Imus.
Right.
One man did, and that he was talking about your show
He was?
today.
And what
Yes.
did he say?
He said all good things.
Really?
Yes, that's what I learned at the French Quarters
Well,
today.
he's trying to suck up to me. Don, I can't do it. I can't take the job. No. Imus, there you go. Imus, legendary guy. And by the way, been on radio for 50 years. Must be doing something right. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That was the talk at the French Quarter.
That was the talk.
Well, that's
yeah.
nice to
That
hear.
was the buzz in the lobby.
Well, I'll have to. Casey's good at picking up buzz. Now
Yeah.
you're a guy. Now
I am a
obviously,
guy.
Obviously, questionable.
We've established
Sometimes
this,
it's
yeah.
questionable with certain people on the
Right,
show.
right.
But are you a guy like me who I've been so romantic about baseball my whole life, and Thurman Munson Nettles growing up, a Yankee fan. Hasn't it just completely changed now? It just is so. And I can remember my uncle sounded like old farts, really, when I was growing up. This is ruining the game. Reggie Jackson's contract, blah, blah, blah. Too much money. And I don't think they're right still. I mean, the players deserve a lot of money because they generate a lot of money. But something has happened to where there's a happy medium. They're traveling corporations that just don't care.
Well, you don't know what to believe.
You don't feel like they care about the fans.
Well, you don't know what to believe anymore either.
Yeah, they're
we were
liars.
talking about Miguel Cabrera during the break.
Right.
I'm watching him do unbelievable things. I think back to, Barry Bonds. We can't buy what he did for years. Griffey Jr. was terrific. Pujols for years. And now Miguel Cabrera. I mean, this is, legendary kind of stuff when you talk about what he's done. And I think he's clean, but I'm sure there are people who say, that Miguel Cabrera, he's guilty. There's somebody at a pizza place or somebody at the French Quarter and a bellboy there when the buzz is about steroids saying, that Chris Davis, 38 home runs, he's got to be guilty.
That's the problem with the guys. That's the problem for the guys who are clean.
Yeah.
They're going to be, under question.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with Chris Davis, what do you think? I mean, he went from what? 3
See, this
home
is it.
runs
This is exactly what we're talking about. But,
to 38.
Imagine a quarterback who always had the arm and didn't have the accuracy and worked on it for years and finally got it. He always had the power. Always had the power. When he was a part of the Rangers organization, this is a guy who was one of the most powerful hitters in the minor leagues. Problem is he couldn't get on base and he couldn't make contact. So nobody cared. I mean, he could hit 20 home runs but hit 200. And they worked on his stance, don't pull the ball. And he's gotten here, and it's actually a good story of a guy who's put in work.
Who worked with him? Why does
hitting
that
coaches,
person work with
certainly
everyone?
wasn't Tony Bosch.
Hitting coaches. Well, Jose Bautista had the same thing. I mean, this is a guy who was an extra player for the Pirates and other teams. Now he's hitting 50, 40 home runs. And by the way, he's been tested like a million times and not been caught. Bautista was clean, and everybody was killing him 3-4 years ago.
I'm glad you just said that. Another major part about this story was these are suspensions not based on a failed test. It's based on evidence they had.
Yep, possession.
And again, for the union, the Major League Baseball player union, the most powerful union in the world, where nothing. You're as much a scumbag as a player might seem to be. And Marvin Miller passing away. I think it's symbolic that Marvin Miller's gone and it's getting loose here. It's not a failed test, and they're not behind them. They're like, it's just evidence. Make a deal.
They want to make it clean.
We can't defend you because we've got a clean baseball.
That's it. They got a clean base. And as we've talked about a number of times over the weeks, they want to get Braun bad. He's at A-Rod's level because he screwed them a year ago, made him look dumb because of the whole
Took away his
situation.
MVP award and said, F you.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing real quick that also should be talked about. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony is this coming weekend. Right. And I've been doing that for years. I'm not going this weekend.
No one's
because
going.
I have no. Well, it's
no one's going in.
Well, it's being covered. It's being covered. But you don't want to get that contract to go. You're like, nah, I got plans. I got to go to the in-laws, whatever. Because what is it? It's talk about PEDs. Baseball wanted to make sure they got these suspensions, at least some of these suspensions out. So when they go to the Hall of Fame, guys, now what's all the talk? It's every Hall of Famer going like this. All right, we're not going to have this problem in the future because Braun's gone and A-Rod's
Well, they got
next.
Braun, which you're predicting that A-Rod will be the next couple of
this
days.
Weekend,
couple of days. So we got that to look forward to. I love waking up. I get the Daily News and the Post delivered every day. I love waking up.
Hey, Yankee fans are going to love that.
Of course.
They
Why
will
shouldn't
cheer
we?
when he is gone.
He's abused us. Let's abuse him a little bit. Who is going in? Do we have a list? Who's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Nobody. There's a writer.
That's what I mean.
There's a writer.
I want the actual names. A writer and a couple of old timers.
Yeah. There's nobody through the Veterans Committee, I don't think, this year. There is a writer. And then they're going to have like some ceremonies where they'll do a song and dance. And discuss like a new exhibit. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Wow.
It's pretty bad. It's pathetic.
A writer.
And look who was on the list. Not to get in a whole different conversation, but Craig Biggio is a guy who there's no one who thinks he was on steroids. A consistent player his whole career.
Put him in.
And they didn't put him in because they didn't put him in because I had one voter tell me, a prominent name in this industry, tell me he didn't vote for him because he was part of a union that allowed the steroid era to happen. So you're going to screw this guy who did nothing wrong, got 3,000 hits because he's part of the union, as if every member of the family, you tell us, agrees on all this garbage. It's unbelievable.
That's so ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
It's human beings making these decisions.
It's unbelievable.
And they have human flaws and human character traits that are wrong. There's jealousy, there's resentment, there's anger. They're making these decisions based on all that crap. And look, Biggio, 3,000 hits. In an era like this where nobody's getting in, a 3,000 hit guy, and there's a writer, put a writer and Greg Biggio in. You know what I mean?
The best part is everybody makes assumptions. So they look at Bagwell, who's probably guilty, but they say, oh, he's guilty. But this year, Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine are going in. There's no way they did steroids. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying they did, but people who aren't doctors have no idea what any of this stuff actually means. Writers who sit there and eat cold, wet turkey in a press box their whole life are sitting there and saying, hey, you're guilty. You don't look guilty. You're okay. The whole thing's a joke.
But, Shetty, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, take this seriously. Like, I know you're a comic, but yeah, I know you're selling the loser Rooney hats by the second. But a serious, you're on a sports show, a serious
it's not fair
point of view.
It's not fair to the fans. Like I said, people paying money, everybody that's watching them, just nail these guys if you can.
Is that all you have to say?
No. If they can, there were a couple of people I wanted that should have been inducted. I thought they were awesome.
Who's that?
Gil Hodges should have definitely been inducted a long time ago.
I think Gil Hodges is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
is she now?
Gil Hodges, I don't think is in, but that is a couple of years ago that we're going back a little
Mike,
bit.
do you realize how you just ruined the show?
No, I don't think he's
Mike,
in.
we're talking. That could be the worst.
No, but we are.
But Mike, we're talking about it's 2013.
No, but I mean, shouldn't his name just be trampled over?
That's a good question.
I'm sorry.
Ron Santo, right? Ron Santo. Now bringing it a little bit closer.
Let's clear Shoeless Joe Jackson for once and for all.
Is Little and Big Poison in? Are they both Wainers in?
We're going back in time on this.
How dare you bring up Gil Hodges? The show's old enough as it is.
Well, I'm a huge
like Honey Boo Boo's grandfather.
I'm a huge Mets fan. I can't help it.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Oh, you're huge.
Mike Piazza might have been more relevant for this time.
I just threw it to him for a modern thought on this.
It was a good thought. I like Gil Hodges. It was a good thought.
Thank you.
It's a Met fan, at least.
Did you see the water coming out of his eyes?
I did. He looked teary-eyed. I didn't see the hairy gullet, but I saw the tears.
There's something gross coming. There's something gross coming out.
That's because Dan made me cry all night.
I think the loser Rooney hat is some type of Chinese chemicals on it that's making his eyes water.
Are you another one like Kathy Lee Gifford? Is your stuff all being made by people like in sweatshops in the Philippines?
No, I'm an American through and through. No, that wouldn't happen.
The Artie Lange Show will be right back after this. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. We are talking about what every good sports show is talking about today, whether or not Gil Hodges should be in the Hall of Fame.
If we knew that fucking... Is Billy Martin in? I wish he was.
Billy Martin's not in, I don't think. No.
Billy Martin?
No. Billy Martin, he only had one win as a manager.
Yeah. Russell Martin?
Maybe two.
But he didn't take any crap. Billy was awesome.
Yes.
Right, no, exactly. You're making some excellent points.
It's a factual statement.
A-Rod, we have the website baseballplayerssalaries.com. A-Rod makes 89 cents a second. Oh, God, someone got out the calculator for that one. But I thought it was 32 million a year. I guess it rounds out. Every year it changes. He's making 28 million.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah. Last year, I think, was 32 million.
He's hurting.
28 million. Again, look, I don't know. It's going to be very, I think you're right. I think they want to do this before the Hall of Fame ceremony. and which means we got some fun, interesting stuff coming from A-Rod's camp in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I think he'll get done. My guess would be 100 games because I think he'll plead down. You see, the key thing that Ryan Braun did is he said to himself, and this guy's a sneaky son of a gun, I'll go in first, be the first guy, I'll get the best deal.
Right.
Because the league wants to start this campaign.
And it'll look good.
And what you said at the beginning is the best point and the truth. He legitimized Bosch.
Right.
Now they can go to every other player and say, Ryan Braun just told us everything Tony Bosch said is true, so we know it is. You better fess up. He just screwed them all.
Yeah.
So in addition to the league, in addition to the players on him, now all these guys on this list all will hate him too.
Yeah, and it was either MLB Network or ESPN that had acquired the thing from Yahoo Sports, the handwritten stuff. I don't know if it's Bosch's handwriting.
Yeah,
and
with the
it
numbers.
just says Ryan Braun. It's literally one sentence they have on Braun.
$1,500 or something like
and
that.
it's supposed to be like 4 notebooks worth on A-Rod.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Well, A-Rod was like his personal guy.
Yeah.
I heard it was at least 19 different drugs with A-Rod's name. Did you hear that too?
I mean, what a crazy maniac.
They basically are going to state or say that Alex Rodriguez has been consistently cheating his entire career.
He's a maniac.
And has lied consistently his entire career. And on Braun, they did come out with today what we know so far, not just one count of cheating, that they found successive counts. Now, we'll get the information as it comes.
All right.
But they got
listen, man, it's going to be fun. Stick by us, Casey. We're going to need you.
I will be in the back.
Casey Stern, thank you so much. MLB Network. Billy Porter from Kinky Boots, great man. Thank you. Come back, please. Bobby Long, amazing. Richard Roper, always amazing. I'm Artie Lange. Take care. Why not brush your hair?